Hello and welcome back to the show. We are here for the final map of the evening. This one map will determine which of these two teams will make it into the final stage of the Faceit League for 2015. Will it be the Brazilians, Luminosity? Will it be the North Americans, Conquest? Why are you laughing?
I don't know, just something about the way you said Conquest was funny to me.
Why are you laughing
Anyway,
at that?
sorry. I'm just like to laugh, James. I'm a laughy person. That's what they call me.
A laughy
They call me
person.
Laughy. Maybe not you specifically, but moving swiftly on. We are moving on to the third map, the third and final map, as James mentioned, and well, it's rather hard to predict it. We'd already saw a cache played by Luminosity previously against their Brazilian counterparts, I guess one could say. Well, quite literally, if you're fallen, because he owns the other team. They almost lost to. But cache was one of the maps where we saw a bit of a struggle, which ended up in like being a very huge comeback for Luminosity. But I would actually say that with Conquest style, it's really hard to predict how this is going to go, because it's kind of one of those things where you can either handle it or you can't. So we'll have to see whether Luminosity on their CT side are up to the task of that rushy based play, because that seemed to ruin them on Inferno. I wouldn't expect that it would be as hard here, because there's more chance, like retakes can be a bit easier going on this map as well, in some senses, at least towards A. Anyway, I guess we'll let the game speak for itself as we move into the pistol round between these two teams. We'll already see a bit of a potential boosting action going on. This is very popular, just jumping straight over, going down short, and getting yourself into that A bomb site.
But there's a player in the sandbags as Rix, and he's got help from Shazam, so bit of a sneaky play from the CTs has paid off already. The bomb was the first one into mid, and now it's been left on short to steal. Only one player going down for Conquest. That is a good start to the final map. Winning the knife round as well, choosing CT. Life is good at the moment if you are Team Conquest. Conquest, Dan.
Well, that's great. That's great. Force buy from Luminosity, and I like that grenade. It's gonna miss its target, unfortunately, but right idea.
Hi, my name's Dan, and I like grenades that miss their target.
There's nobody in the A1 side specifically. They don't have anyone on quad or forklift or any of these close positions. They're playing it far away because they're expecting this Tech 9 rush. They don't want to be close. They don't want to allow the Tech 9s to be a close engagement with their longer range weapons, which is pretty smart.
Spray down through the smoke will pay off. Rix getting the headshot onto Cold. Bolts has left a bomb in an exposed position. It's going to be tough to get the plant now. Quickly collected, and the bomb plant is maybe the only thing that Luminosity get after this round. Although they've got two kills as well, so not terribly bad. And one thing to note with that, the way Conquest were laid out was the position of the player on short is very important, because when you play from car, you cannot hear if somebody opens the squeaky door, but you should be able to from that position on short. So if he doesn't play from there, then Luminosity can get into squeaky and the site almost undetected.
And they have a few Tech 9s again here, so trying to cause some shenanigans, some amount of damage, but the expectations overall are low. And we'll have the push into the A-bomb site again, and I think, is it Rush who's the first man of contact? I think it may very well be. And it is indeed. He does go down after a single kill, so not really all that much accomplished. But the health is getting a low across the board for Luminosity as they rest onto the bomb site now with that bomb ticking away. So the main objective has been completed. Any additional kills is a huge bonus, and they may even win the round from this position.
This is a very bad situation for Conquest, because Tech 9, Dan, and Luminosity are going to collect a number of rifles, 2 M4s and a FAMAS. Juicy bounty for the Brazilians.
Yeah, that's quite a haul right there, to be honest. That's such a shift in value, because they don't even have to spend. Well, I mean, let's not forget, they were planning to buy in the following round, and they got the bomb down, and they picked up 3 weapons. That's a massive swing in value, and that could really change the pace of this match. Conquest with a save now, and well, we'll have to see how far they can get with it. A couple Kevlars have been purchased by Rix and Rush, but overall, It's about fact finding here, and we have to see whether Luminosity can discover where the stack of players is. Conquest have decided to gamble it all on that B defense, and I pray to God that Luminosity do not run into it without fact finding correctly.
I love that smoke from mid into short, because it means that Conquest can't tell from A if Luminosity are pushing CT spawn or not, which means that they have to keep somebody towards Z connector to keep an eye on it. You can see that's actually, well, Shazam's just going to walk through the smoke instead. So a nice read by him, obviously expecting such a play from Luminosity as they move towards the B bomb site, but there's a crossfire between Naf and Rix up in the upper position. Oh, Rush is on there as well. So it's a bit of a CT party here, and Luminosity have moved straight into the stack down.
James. They're in trouble, James. Everybody is dying. Fer needs to clutch this. Oh my goodness, he gets out of the way just in the nick of time there. Nice little flash over the top. He needs to get the bomb down. It's in the open. He's got 15 HP. That is a single bullet placed more or less anywhere on his body, and he is dead. He will spot Shazam. Shazam has no Kevlar, so he's got to be careful, but oh my goodness, he hit a single bullet.
Oh, he's got no time to plant now. He's got no time to plant. He just tried to bait Shazam, and he almost made it, actually. You can't even fault him for it, but he just couldn't make enough of a connection to take the round. So,
James.
That.
They played into a bomb site without checking that there could be a stack anywhere. This is asking for trouble.
Yeah, they can't afford to do things like that on this map. There is no more room for error. This is the last map. And Conquest on the CT side, and mistakes like that will allow them to build the economy. Again, Luminosity had a good opportunity, and Conquest, well, they've handed it back to Conquest, essentially, playing into the stack there. And there is so much on the line here. I don't think they may or may not realize, but this is not the time to make these mistakes.
They managed to get their way into the bomb site, the A bomb site, very quickly, in fact. And so they managed to essentially circumvent the early timing windows where there was bigger pressure on the middle for Team Conquest. So this is really nice here, and Bolts is getting multiple frags from peering over the quad boxes on top of his teammate's head. So excellently done by Luminosity. Bolts with 3 kills now. Bolts has been on the bottom, but finally it's his time to shine right at the end there. And well, Luminosity will bounce back and once again kind of screw over the economy of Team Conquest. But it should look a lot better for Luminosity. There's a lot of ways to deal with fact-finding the stack. There is 2 very, very good ways. I'm only going to tell you one, James. Molotov everything. If you Molotov every spot on a bomb site for like a very small cost, you know 100% that site is not stacked, because it's just impossible. Because
that's a very good point. That's a very good point. Like they were caught sleeping, because bearing in mind how many free guns they got, there was no excuse that they had the money to buy Molotovs. This time they don't have the money to buy Molotovs across the board. They have 2, one on Bolts, one on Cold. Other than that, grenades here and there.
But for example, the B bomb site, if you get to vent, you can toss them pretty easily. And if they're stacking, it's unlikely they're going to play too forward out of the bomb site. That kind of defeats the point, generally speaking, as you're a bit too spread out on the stacks. But either way, they're much more spread out this time. So this approach from Luminosity, which is similar, they'll be able to catch some of the guys that are just on the outskirts here for Team Conquest, as they're not deep on a bomb site, hidden behind corners, in all the nooks and in all the crannies.
Nooks and the crannies. Nooks and the grannies.
Show me your grannies. We have Luminosity looking to just make sure they don't make the same mistake twice. And so far, so good. Fallen with a bit of the information play. Fallen is looking into the A1 site. And here we go. This is pretty cheap to do this. Like, he's checking everything. He can go and die. He can die or try to kill everyone. It's totally fine. He's going to kill everyone. But the bottom line is he found the stack, and that's something they didn't do in the previous round, where they managed to fall foul to the stack. So 3-3 is now the score, and that was a completely clean round by Luminosity. They really needed that one, and Conquest actually have to eco again. So this is really nice for Luminosity.
Yeah, it's turned out okay. It's still early days, but they should have 4 rounds on the board. Although there are 4 CZ And the thing is, like, if they go towards the A bomb site, depending on how things go once they make it to the site as well, if somebody's standing in the default plant spot with a CZ, then suddenly things get nasty for Luminosity, and maybe Conquest can win the round. They're going for a very fast play all the way through A in both directions. Molotov will try and slow them down. Nice tapping there with the CZ, and the bomb has been caught and lost now. Fallen going down with the flank from A. Now, how can Conquest position themselves? They've taken 2 frags. And Rix has picked up a rifle, bearing in mind he is untouched. He has Kevlar as well. Rush, Daps, heavily tagged. There we go. This is all falling apart for Luminosity. They can't seem to get any consistency, any momentum at the moment.
Yeah, they weren't able to really stabilize after losing the first player. And we'll get a couple kills back from Bolts and Steel, make that 3 kills. So now they've actually managed to swing things into their favor, and they've eliminated the players who actually had rifles picked up. So this is looking good again for Luminosity. Of course, they would rather have not lost so many players, but Team Conquest, let's not forget they did invest into this round. Not all the way, of course, but they went for Kevlar and pistols. So the investment did need, it was expected that it was going to do some amount of damage at the very least. And it was a nice push as well from them. The 5-man, Squeaky and A main push was a nice one. So the range is playing out very well for Luminosity in the closing stages of this round number 7.
Luminosity cannot handle rushes from Conquest. That much is clear. They cannot handle it. They cannot adjust to it. And if it continues here, while Conquest are on ecos and force buys, then Luminosity... Because I feel like Luminosity should take the match, but Conquest are exploiting them, basically, by simply rushing them. And if that continues on Cash, and Conquest find a way to make it work, then this is anyone's.
Yeah, it's been an interesting challenge. Now, Orp is out for Shazam, so unlikely to see Rushy play, but maybe he'll take a risk with it. We'll have to see if he decides to play passive or decides to push an angle straight away. This one thing that Luminosity had to capitalize on was the fact that Conquest are playing in the 1-3-1 setup, and they go deep on middle straight away early into the round. And we can already see that the Luminosity are positioned all throughout A main and Squeaky, and if they just push into the A bomb site, the A bomb site is up for grabs completely at this timing. The early round timings favor Luminosity to push A very heavily, and they're going for it once again. It's all down to Shazam to try to stop things from the quarter position. He is going to get eliminated, and the push is coming back from the CTs, fast from Catwalk, very fast indeed, and Luminosity are having a very hard time, perhaps a little bit too slow on that timing. Conquest coming in, rotating just perfectly.
It seems the Brazilians like jumping on top of the box, but I mean, with so many people alive, it's very unfavorable at best. They might get traded there most of the time, so I don't know if that is the best idea, but the whole approach there seemed a bit difficult with Conquest finding all the frags through smoke and otherwise.
Yeah, it's like all the smoke's down, obscuring all the vision. I'm just going to jump onto the container in the center of the entire bomb site, guys.
Don't worry, I'm just going to expose myself to every direction.
Okay,
and multiple guns.
So it looks like they're working towards the A angle once again, but Team Conquest are mixing up their setup. They're playing a defensive 2-1-2. So this favors Conquest in being able to outpick any early pick attempts into the bomb sites, or at least get an opportunity to do so, and get an opportunity to not be overwhelmed quickly or for a quick bomb to get planted. And one of the ways to deal with this is a delayed mid-take, and you can push that into an A split or a B split depending on where you found frags and how you feel your opponents are playing. Now, it looks like they're going for the B split, but it's a little bit too premature here. They haven't taken any map control towards the B storage area, and NAF is going to punish them for that completely, just sitting in that very close and forward position. And Luminosity are down to just one man now. It's just Cold who's left alive, and his position is cool. It's a good position, but looks like they know where he is. Russia's kind of just baiting him out like crazy there.
So, Team Conquest take the lead once again, but Luminosity, this is very back and forth at the moment, and again, Luminosity are on the T side, so it's not going... I mean, it depends on how you look at it. You could say it's not going terribly for them, but the rounds they've lost have been going terribly. Now they find themselves on the eco. Let's see if they can be as effective as Conquest have on their ecos and force fires.
So I want to make a quick point actually about the way that they played the delayed mid-take round there, because they were doing it into a B split, and they kind of seemed they wanted that without really, they just waited and like let's do B split, and it looks like they're going to run into the grinder here onto the B1 site. That said though, the round is alive now because they did get 2 really fast frags with their pistols, so I'll hold off on the point for now as we do get the retake attempt coming in from Conquest. AKs all around. Rix is going to catch one of the lurkers, and well, no Kevlar for any of these players in Luminosity. Bolts is very key considering he's the only guy who's picked up a rifle at this point. How on earth are Luminosity winning a Glock Eco, James?
I have no idea, but there are kits on Conquest, so they're gonna go for this. Rick checking the corner quickly, still holding things down, and I think they've wasted enough time. Dan.
Yes, they have. They just won a Glock Eco. It wasn't pure Glocks, but I think it was like 3 Glocks and like a couple PT50s or something. But I don't think they had any Tech 9s. That is ridiculous.
It was not much of anything eco.
But yeah, to quickly finish my point, when you're going for the delay mid take after a default round, your squeaky or A main player and your B player, they need to make sure they have tabs on what's going on. You can't let somebody cross into those close positions without your team knowing about it. And that was kind of the mistake they made in that previous default round that they played.
So you can see Luminosity playing some counter flashes in case of a rush from Team Conquest. Conquest trying to fight for control of the checker/vents area. At the moment, that nade is going to be money, sending 2 of the Brazilians into space. Flashes coming in as well, and Conquest holding things down well here. Back and forth, looks like it will continue.
Yeah, big issue here. It's taken them so long to get into the vent area that the positioning for Conquest is perfect. And it's another one of those dilemmas you face when you're trying to push an area as a tease. You have to make this call that, okay, did we get enough map control in this area to commit to the push, or should we cut our losses of like 1 or 2 players because we didn't get the positioning to make it worth it and just try something else? And I think they didn't even get into the vent room there, so I think that's like a big indicator that this is not going to work. And I mean, Conquest played really, really well with the damage there, really well indeed, and they're very fast to rotate. They've been playing a lot of mid control, so it makes sense. This round will be another pistol situation for Luminosity, and they're going to take it towards A. It doesn't look nearly as successful as the previous attempt.
No, but they're getting these bomb plants down on these eco rounds, and that is going to help them going forward. We are nearing the end of the first half, but let's see how much more damage the T's could do here, as surely the CTs are going to clean up here. Bolts remains, but not for long. He will go down as well, and that's going to be another round in the bag for Team Conquest. I'm just about surviving with that AWP. All of 4 HP onto him. So 7-5, Conquest building a little bit of a lead here, but how long will it last?
Yeah, it does look like they're finding more comfort than Luminosity, but that said, this match has been so incredibly back and forth. Both teams winning save situations in crazy manners, so who knows really what is going to happen. Now, will we get a fast counter boost? No, they look like they wanted to go for it, but it doesn't even matter because they'll get the positive trades off the back of it anyway. Lots of trades in middle. When the dust settles, it's going to be Team Conquest who are ahead. And Shazam, excellent shot there to finish off the jumping, a steal, and that's going to be 8 rounds for Conquest. Fast rounds, and now it's eco time for Luminosity. We've seen a lot of ecos from both teams actually.
Indeed we have. So the best Luminosity can expect now is 8-7, and Conquest look fairly reasonable for a 10-5, to be honest. So we'll see if they're able to do that, if they're able to hold on this war of attrition. These fast plays seem to be just about favouring Conquest at the moment, and again, these M4A4s will have something to do with that, allowing them to spam for days. Shazam hitting his shots at the moment, had a nice snap in the end of the previous round. There's a good headshot by Rix onto Cold as well. This is a force buy from Luminosity, and they're all dead. Still, there's no way he's making this bomb plant.
Yeah, that was definitely the worst force buy / pistol round that we've seen from Luminosity so far. That said, we've seen a lot of really good ones from them, so but they've won or even gotten like loads of kills and the bomb down, so that's fine. It's averaging out in the end. 9-5, and as you said, Conquest definitely on track for that 10-5. They got a big advantage weapon-wise into this one. And Luminosity feel like they don't have much other choice than to go for an A play. They've had much more success there. And oh, Shazam, excellent flick there. Indeed, Rix with the boost over the top. They know exactly what's going on. Rix is going to cut off 2 players before they can even throw their nades in for the execute. This round is basically over at this point. Looks like indeed the 10-5 is about to be set in concrete as the last player, Bolt, is not long for the world, for this world.
So
specifically,
if Conquest win the pistol on a T and the next 3 rounds, then I think there's a fair chance that Luminosity are done.
You just said if they win the next 6 rounds, basically. Then
6 rounds.
Yeah, well, you said the pistol. Oh, okay, sorry. You said
the next 3 rounds.
Yeah, sorry, I'm getting confused because you know
until the first full buy for both teams. Basically, I feel like the 8-round lead would be could be insurmountable for Luminosity, especially with the momentum and the way Conquest have won those rounds so violently and quickly. I feel like maybe that could be a bit demoralizing for Luminosity. However, if Luminosity can bring this to 10-8, then the game becomes open and it will be down to Conquest to have the coordination to deny these Luminosity pushes. Although I think it was Games Academy who were actually had the stronger, at least on A, the executes on towards A with the short plants were quite interesting to watch, and who knows if Conquest would be prepared for those. However, it is a Luminosity here, not Games Academy, so we'll see what they can do.
Yeah, there's a really big deal when it came to essentially just holding some of these rushes. Just that's the general theme in this series. So Luminosity now on the going on to the CT side. I mean, before it was all about bolts on the A bomb site at the quad position that was able to do a lot of damage to keep them in the game. It was all about Fallen hitting some of these incredible AWP shots consistently. Those are the 2 main players that, I mean, that were really important to the kind of pivotal defensive players for Luminosity. So I hope for Luminosity's sake that they're on point, because as you said, if Team Conquest get this pistol round, Luminosity don't have much margin of error, if any at all.
Look at the aggression from Luminosity. They want the information straight away, and there's some information, a shot to the head onto Bolt, leaving him with 8 HP. So you can see the combination play on the B bomb site. Luminosity more or less playing for the retake towards A, but will they have an opportunity to do it? There's the fuse kit on steel as well. 3 CTs of armor. Will it be required? Will Conquest get a headshot? First headshot going the way of Bolt. Some revenge after being headshot in main. There's the bomb down as well. It's a good pistol round so far. But Conquest not out of this yet. There's a 3-man rotation, so there's a chance for Conquest to plant the bomb. But it's on the floor. They're going to have to identify where the CTs are. And now it's a desperation plant for Daps, as it's 3 versus 1 on the B bomb site. He's coming into face, and he's dead.
Yeah, I mean, it's important, though, that he got the bomb plant in the end, because that's going to give them the opportunity to immediately put pressure on. And depending on how they read the opponents and the situation and some of their force buy strategies and all this kind of stuff, there is a very legitimate, what would the word be? Case, I suppose, to argue that they could throw a force buy in at this point. But that said, as well, you know, it's more likely, just generally speaking, that you're going to see the AKs in the following round. But Rix decided to get Tech-9 Kevlar. We see a few nades on Daps and a Molotov on Nafi. So they have something specifically planned here. That Molotov, that smoke, that flash are all destined to go in one specific spot. But Luminosity, are they going to boost or are they going to push through the smoke into A main? They're flashing into A main, and this is perfect. If there was an execute coming, they have gone straight ahead of it, and they Conquest can't even get out of any of these choke points onto the bomb site. So that is really unfortunate there for Conquest. I really want to see what they were going to do as well. So I'm a little sad.
I think it would have been a smoke onto between car and red, a Molotov towards NBK or quad, and then rush the site. I think that's as far as that execute was going.
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah. I like that we have the Soviet hammer and sickle on this map.
Yeah, I do. It's an interesting logo in general. So Conquest with the AKs and the FAMAS, and next to no grenades, got a few flashbangs and 1 smoke, and that's it. Which does potentially lean towards an A play again with that smoke onto the short area. And of course you can throw the pop flashes into the CT smokes as well. Although they could use that smoke for mid and throw the pop flash through the CT smoke there too, but neither of those things are going to happen. So they've got a player towards Toxic on B. 2 CTs in mid at the moment. You can see Shazam maybe offering a push later. So it looks like the current intention is a B split. Conquest, I'm sure, would like a early pick, trying to punish a CT for peeking either in mid or in the B bomb site. But the B bomb site's going to be passive, and I don't think Daps will have any idea as to where Cold is. Rix will come out and find the frag. Trades coming in for both teams, 3 versus 3 now. There's 40 seconds on the clock here for Conquest. The bomb is still headed towards the B bomb site, where there's only 1 CT to defend with a UMP.
Oh, he's done more than his fair share though. Did critical damage to Naf and got a kill as well. So 2 versus 2 bomb is being planted. Shazam needs to hit this shot. He's going to turn away. He wants to help his teammate out, but he's going to get ambushed straight away. Did do some damage here. The spot is there. God, trying to shoot that Famous. Oh, the nade is good, but not quite good enough. Naf will find the frag and win the round for Conquest. This round is so incredibly important as well for Conquest. Otherwise, Luminosity would be very close to evening up the scoreline. So Conquest going to keep their buffer of rounds alive for now, but they aren't very good on the money.
Yeah, the CTs have to buy in this situation. They cannot let this scoreline get out of hand. So, Naf going for a fast play with the flashbang just in case the CTs are pushing. I'm not sure if he maybe heard the CT up top there. Who knows? But for now, Conquest playing it slow. They've got no lurker towards B, but there's no flank coming in from Luminosity. They can't afford the risk at the moment, you might argue. Almost a straight line across the middle of the map here for Luminosity, marking their territory. Let's see how much of a surprise Bolts will be. So we've got the nades coming in. Looks like it's going to be a full commitment from Conquest. They're looking for Bolts, but Bolts will find 2 before he gets taken down by that. Now we've got the reinforcements coming in. It's still down to Luminosity Conquest to breach the site. They've put the smoke down. They tried to push through the smoke, but that gets taken down. Bombs down as well. Stam getting sprayed through the smoke, and the pistol will finish him off. Luminosity surviving with 3 players, which will be important to their economy and reducing the deficit to 3. Now you can see the money on Conquest is not good by any means.
Yeah, it's been reset pretty severely. So Luminosity do have themselves a decent series of different.
Come on, Dan. Come on.
They have a different.
You can do this. You can English, Dan. You can English. I believe, Dan, that you can English. Right now, here on Faceit TV, Dan, you can English.
They have a decent set of weapons. That's what
Maybe
as far as I'm going.
Dan.
I'm not going any further. That's it.
One day soon, you can English.
This is a troubling time.
When is your birthday? I feel like a dictionary may be in order. Or even a thesaurus. Maybe both, Dan, if I'm feeling frugal.
Feeling frugal?
Frugal.
I think that's the opposite of what you think it means. Frugal's like trying to save money.
Maybe I'll retain the thesaurus, Dan. And the dictionary for myself.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Shut up.
This is a mess. It's a goddamn mess. We have a quick mid push coming in from Conquest. They want to get over the top, and they want to dive straight into the faces of Luminosity. Now, so let's see how these face plants will work out. We'll get a quick kill there onto Fallen in mid. Bird does get a flash from a teammate to peek with, but it's not going to help too much. This is a lot of damage at this point. And the Bolts who's on the A bomb side has got 12 HP. So if he tries to peek, he's probably going to die. Even at this range with the pistols, he is likely going to fall.
Luminosity seems to have a read on the current situation, moving towards the A bomb site, but now Conquest has slowed down. Now there are no more sound cues, no more nades coming from Conquest, so Luminosity must be unsure. They are being denied the information once again. We saw this with the Games Academy.
No.
Oh, that is money. Bolts has left the building. Man advantage for Conquest. Again, they are on an eco here. The only thing going for Luminosity right now is the fact that Shazam and Nafly do not have any armor. But Rush is playing the flank game, and he could just crush this round for his team. 2 CTs to find, but he's not going to find a frag. Maybe could have played that a bit longer, but I'm sure he was expecting to take down at least one of the players there. But this is a horrible situation now. Colds with 16 HP versus 3 can only try and save, but what can he muster here? Conquest look like they are headed towards round 12. Cold's done some damage, and I think the save will come in for him. Let's see how much money the CTs have behind him. Cold has $6,000, so he can drop maybe a gun or 2 for his team indeed. Insta-drops coming in. Luminosity going for the buy. They do not want Conquest taking any more rounds.
This is, again, another... We've seen so many ecos be successful or do loads of damage. It's kind of nuts, actually. And, well, in Conquest, their buffer has been disappearing slowly but surely. If it keeps going this way, Luminosity might even win this match. It's very hard to say. Run boost is going to come in. That's going to be very important. Will it be checked? That's the question.
Nade.
Checked.
That was almost as good as Shazam's nade in T-spawn there. So, Conquest going for a fast push. Bolts gets taken down with no frags in return. And Rush is looking to force the issue here. He's found himself 3 frags in this round. Could this be the round that takes Conquest to the Faceit League? They'll have 3 more to find, but Luminosity's economy is being decimated, annihilated, corrugated.
Corrugated. Oh my god. You definitely need the thesaurus more than me.
I know what corrugated is, Dad. I'm having fun. Shut up. Still gets a consolation
corrugated,
frag.
laminated, invigorated.
Nice.
There we go. Just random words with ending in ated. Jake.
Yes, Dad. Let's
I
do
can
it.
do it too.
So Luminosity have a pause. I am assuming this is tactical because they are in a bad situation here. Now, tell me how you feel about this after I've stopped rambling, Dan, but for now I'm going to ramble. Luminosity, I suppose one question is, do they go for a force buy here? If they force buy here, they are all in. I don't think they should, as dire as the situation is. I think they should wait 1 round and then do the best they can. They'll still have 1 round of grace where they'd be playing for overtime. The best buy they could get in here would be a crappy one. It would be awful.
Yeah, one save, they get 1900 after they lose this 1 save, and then they have minimum 4k on most players, so they'll have between 4 to 5k, so they should be fine.
I think one of these CZ players should play the standard bomb position on the A bomb sites. But I feel like Luminosity are going to spend a long time, Conquest are going to spend a long time clearing out the CTs slowly. But they've only got 2 Molotovs, 3 Molotovs.
Russia's entries on that last round were really cool, really sick. Because Bolt's in the boost position, nobody checked it. He was really blinded, and Rush got him just before he was able to start shooting, and then he eliminated both players on short single-handedly. He basically won the round for them straight away. So props to Rush. So yeah, tough situation. Luminosity have no expectation to win this round.
Yeah, you can see Conquest just hanging around. Again, you can see the super long-range peek towards B, where we have Colds playing a close angle. In the smoke, in fact. Conquest with numbers in mid. Looking towards the vent. Maybe they will delve towards B. Indeed, they will send Nafly in there. He will clean up Colds. He did have Kevlar as well as that CZ. All for nothing now. Naf will succumb to Fallen's pistol. Maybe they can retrieve that gun, but could be a long rotation. Conquest team headed towards the A site at the moment. They have a player, the CTs, in I think in Squeaky. Oh no, it's the boost spot once again. So, Bolts hoping that this time they don't check, although with a 5-7, maybe he can get 2 frags. But he needs a distraction from his teammates as well.
Yeah, it's actually kind of scary. Oh, okay, Rush is going to get him again. Nice by Rush. Really nice. That's the majorly dangerous position,
That's
but
the
that
spot
said,
we spoke about at the beginning, and it's paying off for him. Rix is heavily tagged. He could go down here as well.
wow.
The round, the bounty, the booty.
Oh my god, they got 3 guns, one of which was an AWP. Oh my god. And the money for Conquest is really weird as well. They can buy, obviously, but it's... NAF might be on a Tech 9 here. Okay, no, they were able to drop him an AK. So, the money's really weird. Luminosity can actually buy if they lose this because they picked up 3 weapons. What a strange match in the way that so many of these eco rounds have been won. But yeah, that CZ spot as you're talking about is so good. Okay. I'm not sure. Alright. So what do we have here for Luminosity? We have a pretty standard 2-1-2 setup. They have control of the event room, looking into B storage. They've got sandbags in mid. It's a pretty committed position. It can get Molotovs out quite easily, but you want to catch. It's a nice off angle for anyone who goes up onto the boost. That's kind of what it's there to do, is to kill the first player that goes up onto the boost. And looks like they want to go for this A execute. It's just going to be an all-out brawl. Is Rush going to deliver again on these entries?
These Luminosity players are going to be in trouble. The other 3 players for their team are far away. Finally, Bolts is not in the boost spot. He's in a different position, and the spray down is going to be real. Steel will leave the building. Bolts with 2 frags so far. Fur coming in, but he's not going to get anything. 3 versus 3 now, and it's going to be a retake. The bomb's on the floor, but Conquest won't have too much trouble retrieving that. Sam holding the angle. Sam getting the frag, but Coles is coming in to clutch for his team once more. 1 versus 1, and Fallen will AWP once again, closing the gap to 2 rounds here for Luminosity.
The ridiculous thing is that despite having only 1 guy left alive, their money is so good because of that. The picking up those 3 guns previously. So really huge round there. And Conquest don't have any money. They are broke. Luminosity are in a way better position to win this map now, which is kind of weird. But then I don't know. It's the ecos. You can't predict the ecos in this match either. They're very unpredictable.
No armor for Conquest. They have pistols, and that's it. Sam just gets sent to the floor, as does Daps. M4A4 coming in, representing. Coles looking for the ace. Coles finds the ace. That round was very quick indeed, Dan.
Yeah, that's kind of how they should go, some of these ecos. And in comes the buy for Conquest, so they're looking to try to reset Luminosity straight away, but they won't be able to do so, because Luminosity, even if they lose this round, will have a buy in store. So Conquest have to win 2 rounds in a row, which would put them to 15 to force the eco. Well, of course, it would mean it could be a force, but they wouldn't have any money.
So there's only 1 player towards B at the moment, with 2 in mid, 2 in A, 2-2-1 setup, turning into a 1-3-1 setup, and Conquest maybe expecting numbers towards mid, might try to go for a fast aggression, but Coles is in the vents. Well, that can really go either way with a push towards B, but we'll have to see if that is going to be what happens. Luminosity haven't really been pushing much on their CT side, although again they haven't been able to afford to. This is the last map, the winner of which goes to the Faceit League. Nafly just creeping in mid, and he's going to find Coles before Coles knows what's going on. That means a B split is very likely here indeed. Fur's in a position to go for a fast flank, but Nafly with another flank, and that's going to be another open bomb site. Nafly with a 3rd. And now what do Luminosity do here? Still finally going to take Nafly down, but there is no vision here of the bomb site. The CT side of B completely smoked off higher and lower where these 2 CTs are. Do they go for this?
Naf has just unleashed the beast in these rounds. He's been amazing, even though some of them they've been lost, but whatever. Look at the position he's put his team in right now. They've got a good coast plant. Both kills have finished off pretty easily. He bought so much space for his team. Amazing stuff from Naf. And he's just coming alive at the most important, pivotal moments. But as highlighted, still lots of money on Luminosity. Now they're buying and spending everything. So the problem for them is that for Luminosity, they have no money if they lose this round. They've spent everything. Every single penny has gone into this round. If they allow Conquest to go to match point, then they are on a force fight of horrible proportions.
Surprise, Coles has an AWP, and they have to realize that it's 2 AWPs, because there's no way Fallen is not AWPing if there's an AWP on the CT side. So what is the approach of Conquest? They have to be wary of the lines of sight now, and they need to identify where Fallen may be playing. It could be on the A site, he could be in mid, Fur on the boost spot above the T warehouse, the entrance to mid. Again, we mentioned earlier today that is a bit of a tricky jump, but he's made it, and we'll see if he makes it pay off. He's going to smoke it as well. His only concern at the moment is the boost spot. You can see Nafly is in there, and he may go for a late flank through mid, as it appears that Conquest are approaching the A sites.
Yeah, they're trying to actually posture into a B split and try to... Oh no, the double! Oh my god, it's disgusting! It's just Rick's left with 2 HP, and honestly, there's nothing he can do in this position. He has to get through the choke point. The bomb is down on the site. There is 30 seconds, but that just really doesn't help him. I think Luminosity have kept themselves alive for an extra round here. Very important. But the fact that Luminosity played a guy, I think it was Fur, above the door in middle was a really key moment, because essentially they tried to fake out Luminosity by putting the wall of smokes in middle and then really trying to suggest that B play whilst walking A. And they really hoped they could deposition some players back into middle to try and get the easier A entry. But obviously excellent AWPing from Fallen, and they had Fur in position to spot it anyway. Obviously what we could see is that once Cold hit that shot from B storage and he rotated immediately, that B was the weakest site for them to hit, but not through middle. So that round was designed very well by Luminosity. That was a really well played round by Luminosity, actually.
Well, Conquest might realize that Luminosity managed to go and retrieve that AWP at the end, and I was wondering if they were going to go for a fast B aggression trying to rush down the AWPer. But it's not to be. They have the 1 AK save from the previous round and just the pistols. They're going to go for the A approach again. 2 smokes, 2 flashes on the T side. Got some pre-fire coming in from Bolts. And here comes the execute from the T side. And Bolts and Fallen are going to combine. And everyone's dead, Dan. And we are tied up. I didn't think we would get to this point, but here we are.
Yeah, it's impossible to predict this one now. We've got buy rounds for both teams. The problem is that the buy for Conquest is rather strange. They're not going to have any Molotovs, and they've been using Molotovs really effectively. Some of the rounds where they've been like for example some of the splits they've been doing onto B, their Molotov usage has been really good actually. So it's going to be definitely harmful. They don't have any. So we'll take a kill in middle, but there's still 2 players there in mid to deal with this presence. Now, what are Conquest going to do with this mid control as they slowly try to build into it? Will Luminosity even let up on it? We still have a guy on the boost spot, and other players trying to wide peek Bolts. Will Bolts get a teammate to help him out here? Does he even need any help? That's the question. We got Cold in the action as well. 3 versus 2 in favor of Luminosity, as Conquest look like they may be faltering on one of the most important rounds here.
Like online dating, dang, things are getting weird now. 2 AWPs and a P90 for the CTs. The bomb is in control of Conquest, and here we go. It's 1 versus 3 now. Everything's getting a little bit better for Luminosity, and Conquest are on the verge of getting on the losing side of the score. Cold's unable to hold things down, and Rix is just going to get sprayed down. All the bullets from the P90 in the jaw, the back, the legs, the feet, everywhere. Match points for Luminosity.
And look at the buy that they have on Conquest. I mean, I thought maybe Conquest was going to win this, but now Luminosity, they came back, they switched everything up, they changed it around. Conquest, they slowed them down. It looked like they were getting good again, but then no. Luminosity are in the best position right now to win this, to bring themselves to the Faceit League.
But they're facing a rush, Dan. That's what they're facing. The smoke comes in. Coles goes for a timing frag. Not to be.
This is so tense right now.
So CC's being smoked off. Conquest are committed, but there's still 2 players over to the A side for Luminosity. They're not sure what's going down. We've got trades coming in. Trades coming in again. There's 1 more player on the B bomb site. Still there. Goes down finally. Now there's a man advantage for Conquest. They'll be able to pick up an AWP and maybe a rifle. We've got Bolts coming in for a fast aggression, but he's not going to make it. Fur versus 3. The AK is the only rifle so far for Conquest. How much can Fur get done? He's got a Molotov going towards the headshot area. Again, still just the AK. Nafly with the Tech 9 will be enough to take this to overtime, Dan.
Looks like neither team can decide who is actually the better cash team. This is such a weird game because of all of the force buys and even the just raw pistol ecos. that were won or delivered a result that was completely unexpected. And so in that sense, it's been the rhythm of the match has been completely nuts. But as you guys can see, you know, we've got a lot of rounds potentially here for for these teams to separate each other from one another to decide who is actually who is better today. And well, the first two maps were very convincing either which way. This one has been all anything but that.
So we are still yet to decide which of these teams will be joining us for the final stage of the Faceit League. It would be a debut for both teams technically. Though I think all of the roster of Conquest apart from Rick will be familiar with the league, but not with this lineup. So, 1-up on both sides, and again, Fallen is going to be key, but then Bolts has been insane for Luminosity, as has Colds, as has Fur. The whole team has been representing. Conquest looking for the pick, gonna find it. There's a trade here from Fur, but the trades will go advantage Conquest. Man, up are the T's. Moving in for a... oh. They found a Fallen. More trades, and these trades were favouring the T's. It's 2 versus 3 now for Luminosity. Find themselves with one person towards A and one person towards B. So there will be no more trades for the CT side for now. You can see Bolts rotating to a retake position to try and combine the forces of the final 2 players.
Yeah, I think this position is so obvious though that Conquest should be checking it as they move forwards, but they actually smoke it to be completely safe, which I actually really like because it guarantees the bomb down. But that is an issue. Then Bolts is just going for it. Pretty smart to, for Bolts to try to unexpectedly just push them and get an advantage straight away. But there's too many players here. Now it's down to Cold, and he's going to get eliminated by Rix. Smoke's very handy in this situation for Conquest. They will go up 1. And, well, it did look like Conquest when they were moving into mid. They knew all the tricks and, like, where the players for Luminosity would be. Like, they looked like they instantly knew Fur would be in that position that he has been in quite often, so they must have spotted it a few times, where he's standing on the... he makes that jump onto the lip above the door in mids. That's not a spot that maybe Fur can really go to anymore.
So, Conquest get the first round of the 5. The CT's looking to boost over, it seems. But finally, you know, now it's MR5 time. We have a bit of an opportunity for some aggression to be had from the CTs. But these Americans know their angles. Bolt's going to go down through the smoke here. So, Luminosity are just getting torn apart here in the second round. They need to think about how they can do something unexpected here for Conquest. This flank might be unexpected, but will it get here in time? I mean, they're walking into an empty B bomb site. They've still got smokes to deploy, flashes, nades, everything. I can't see how Luminosity could possibly retake the site. Down goes Fallen. Still may have to think about saving now.
Yeah, it was really nice for Conquest to recognize the situation and be like, okay, we just won ourselves a bunch of trades. Very positive in the trades. We netted very effectively. So let's move together into a bomb site. Keep playing the trade game. Now we have the numbers advantage. Boom, you win the round. It's such a simple and important part of Counter-Strike, as a T side especially, to use numbers not only to trade effectively but to take positioning. Because positioning is incredibly impactful when it comes to actually winning the round as a Ts. And 17 to 15, Conquest with their second one. This round a lot more easily won than the first. And Luminosity running out of money, James.
Yeah, we had this situation earlier on today. Conquest going for the double AWPs as well, so different approach from them will be a surprise for Luminosity. Fast peek into A main, but it will not yield any results. The CTs are not picking the area, going to re-Molotov the boost position. Luminosity, no doubt, trying to avoid being picked off early here. Again, they were peeking a lot in the last round through smoke, just holding the peak angles, getting shot through the smoke, but they're trying to avoid that on this occasion. Almost a minute now, and there's no frags for either side. Rix has been taken down to 50, maybe a nade. But other than that, not much going on. So Luminosity not peeking, but not knowing what the play may be from Conquest. Seems that Conquest may be coming out of the boost spot soon.
Yeah, this the heavy mid defense though from Luminosity. So they're going to need to hit their shots. And Rush, I mean, he's done a great job on the entries so far, and they are aware that Luminosity can play these pretty defensive rounds. And once again, they go for the mid to be posturing smokes that don't have to be mid to be. But Fur is there. He spots everything. It's happened once. It's happened twice. And each time it's been a huge victory for Luminosity. They know what's coming before it hits them. So, of course, they're well prepared to deal with it. And Conquest need to look at that round, I think, because they threw that one at Luminosity before and it had the same effect. They need to get Fur out of that position.
One up onto both sides now. And Luminosity are playing a catch-up game to Conquest. Conquest maybe going for a fast aggression towards mid. How many will they boost? There's 2 up there so far. Very, very early picks. The CTs cannot get into position. We know they like to boost over that roof, but there's... Oh, just never mind. Coles does not give a crap about the fast aggression from Conquest. He will just 3-man these Ts and spin around out of control. Guy's been so clutch for Luminosity today, but again, they still are not in the position they need to be. They're still around behind here to Conquest. A Conquest who only have Shazam and Daps to open the AK. What a fantastic shot by Shazam onto Fallen, no less. Still a man advantage for the CTs.
And that bomb is so impossible to pick up as well. Flash in for a teammate. Now will we get a jump there? Shazam really needs an extra pick here. Cold is doing exactly what he did to put his team in this position there. Shazam will get another kill. 2 more to get though if he wants to win this one. And I mean, there is time, but the problem is that unless he can make the jump, the bomb is not retrievable. So the CTs just have to run away. Now, is he going to try to make the jump? He has to try to make the jump. I mean, there's no... CTs are not going to show themselves. So here we go. He's going to try to make the jump. Oh, nice. There's part 1. Oh, wow. First time. I am impressed. Call me impressed. Oh, no. Oh, no, he's indoor. Okay. So Shazam could actually get a plant here as well. It's actually possible for him to plant. But he doesn't know that the guy's indoor, and so he's going to... the plant? Yeah, he got the plant. I'm actually amazed he got the plant. I'm impressed. I think that's the first time I've ever seen anybody make, like, in that situation, actually make the jump.
First time in a professional match.
Yeah.
No pressure. Right?
Nice.
Nice indeed.
Obviously, it would be nicer if he would have turned it into a clutch, but you know.
It was nice enough. Last round of the first half, both these teams on the same score once more. Who will go into the second half, with the slightest of leads, the thinnest of margins. Again, Luminosity going for that standard mid play that they have. The boost spot being Molotov with that extra money from Luminosity. So, see Shazam bouncing into position. Just as main gets smoked off again. Minute 15, no frags for either side. This time it's Shazam who's down to 50 HP as opposed to Rix on the previous occasion. Squeaky door open, but Luminosity are in superior positions. Not going to get the spray down through the door this time. Conquest looking for all the wall bangs, trying to harass as much as possible, but again, so far they are yielding no results. Not a pixel of life taken from any CT at the moment.
Yeah, that position with Cold is so strong at first, gun them down, and Cold is there to run a distraction. It makes you wonder why we haven't seen the Molotovs into Cold's position yet. Because, you know, of course, those are actually really easy to throw as well. You don't even need to, like, no need complicated setups to throw those ones. And, once the Molotov is there, Cold can't do it. So we'll have the push coming into the side here for Naf. He's going to be wrecking everybody once again. 2 versus 2 situation is Fur always found his way in. I don't know that they know he's there. He's going to take a quick frag onto Naf. Rix has to quickly pull out his rifle, and he will get the kill onto Fur as the infiltration is now over. It's up to Fallen in this 1-on-2.
Fallen with the York needs to find a position where he's not going to get traded. Conquest spamming his inbox with nades at the moment, but now his position will be somewhat unknown. And Shazam may have to peek here, but there are 2 places for Fallen to peek, and Rix will be brave enough to go for the information play, find the frag, and take Conquest to 18. But now it's their turn to defend.
How do you predict this match, James?
I have no idea.
You can't.
I have no idea.
You cannot predict it. It's Conquest back onto the CT side. Now, where did Luminosity find their the most success on that side, I wonder? Because wasn't it that we saw a 10-5? Yeah, we saw the 10-5, right?
It was a 10-5.
If I'm not mistaken.
But 10-5 to who?
To Conquest, I think. On the season. Now, you know, yeah, I think so. You know what? We've seen so much Counter-Strike that I think it's all blurring together, James. Might be mixing up the games now.
10-5 to Gaben. Alright, so Luminosity going to be the aggressors now on the second half. Conquest have had some solid holds on their previous CT. So aggressive, these North Americans. We'll see if they can continue it. Fallen not wanting to announce that his AWP is in squeaky door. Gonna... Oh, never mind. Shazam finding the arm, taking him down. Some counter mollies there, and Bolts is a lucky boy indeed, as he will not have to run the gauntlet past the door to escape those flames. The door is shut, shop is closed. Will it be open again? Cold opting to pick up the AWP. Oh, Rick's getting punished for being a bit too greedy there. But 55 seconds on the clock here, and the onus is still on Luminosity to push. The bomb has not been seen by Conquest. You have 3 people over towards the A site. Dap's now rotating towards B. No vision of mid. You can see there is a player just lying in wait there for Luminosity, so a split possible to either site. But again, 35 seconds left, and they're starting to catch up towards the B bomb site. Conquest may be feeling like it could be a B, although now Shazam is heading over towards A. Can Luminosity get the right timing? 20 seconds, and they still have a player in the boost spot here, maybe looking for a rotation through vent, but here comes the challenge. Nafi going to try and hold things down here. There's the first frag. Can he find a second? Playing the headshot to a T. Indeed, Bolts will go down as well. 6 seconds left, and this round is over.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody was going to be defending there for Conquest, they must be so happy that it's going to be Naf, because he's into the overtime. He started to play a lot better, or he started to stand out a lot more, and we saw him defending well there in that 1 versus 2 situation. So Conquest 19 to the 17 of Luminosity. 21 is the magic number for the victory here, and I think Conquest, if they were able to actually make that happen, they're going to feel very lucky, because Luminosity had a very strong chance to actually win this in regular time. Now, to the nitty-gritty of this round, we are going to see what looks like a posture for an A play, and rushes the man with the silenced M4 up on the boost spot. So if they do decide to commit to A, and it looks like they're going to, rush is going to be the key for Team Conquest in holding it safely.
Ironically, that silenced M4 could be a match winner in this situation, in this vacuum. So here we go, Fur to get the opening frag. And as more CT stream onto the site, they may not look for Rush, they may not be aware of him, but when he gets involved, will there be enough CTs remaining? Rix is vulnerable now. There are 4 Molotovs here for the T side, and if they put one in Rix's direction, he may not be able to escape there in time. Got some flashes coming in, and there goes Rix. So now Rush comes out. There are 2 frags for him, and the other players heavily tagged. Fallen though finds the frag. Bombs goes down. Now we've got a 2-man retake versus the 3 of Luminosity. 1 in A main, and 2 on the site itself. Smoke's going down as well.
Yeah, this is a really hard situation here for Conquest. The tension is running high. At the very least, these players are getting low. Naf will take down Cold. It's Fallen, it's Bolts, and we have the repositioning down to short. As Fallen, it's very low HP. He's got 11. He gets spotted, but that repositioning will give him the element of surprise, and that gives him the key time to get the shots he needs to win the round for his team. Luminosity keep themselves in this one, and Team Conquest only leading by 1 now. But Luminosity are 2 rounds away from being safe to secure another overtime, and Conquest are, of course, 1 away from securing another overtime, but they have their eye on the prize. 2 more rounds in the 21. Now, looks like a pretty standard spread from Luminosity here. Playing all the outskirts. Bolts down very low. Good damage there, but Rix did also take some damage of his own. So early damage exchanges going fairly evenly between the two teams.
Luminosity positioned potentially to go for a smoke execute towards A, although I'm sure they'll want a bit more of a rotation towards A from their B player and the mid lurker. Or mid lurker and, sorry, B lurker and mid player. So we have some counter nades coming in from Conquest, but look at all the nades left on Luminosity. They are forcing the CTs to exhaust much of their nades, although the CTs still have a fair bit in the bag. They've got 4 flashes, 2 mollies, and 2 HEs. And again, now we see the rotation coming in from the Luminosity players. But there are no smokes left for the CTs. And here we go, the full push from Luminosity. We're going to have Molotovs all over the A side. This is what we want to see. And HEs as they rotate as well. What an excellent play here from Luminosity. Really bringing all the tricks out of the bag, but Rush is still on the site. He has the right gun as well. Could get 2-man spray down. Will only be the 1. 2 versus 2. And we should see the bomb moving onto the site now for the plant in the default spot. Daps and Nappy to try and defend this. Daps is going to get the frag onto Fallen, and Fur cannot escape the corner in time. That's going to put Conquest on match point.
That was really huge by Daps there. You can see from Rush's perspective, obviously like he's a bit of a high sense player, but on high sensitivity players as well, like it looks, if there's like a spot where there's tension or there's nerves or there's chaos, you can really sense it. And Rush there, like it was so chaotic. I was surprised he was able to get as many frags as he was able to get, but that's really saved them there. And now Conquest have 2 chances to actually win this one and qualify for the Faceit League Stage 3. Let's have a look and see if Luminosity can hang on once more. They're going to make their way up into a mid take, but this time around Conquest have actually abandoned middle, so they are going to allow Luminosity to just take it for free, and it looks like they'll build that into a B play, and this could be deadly for Conquest.
So we will see. We've got a 3-man B split, as in 3 people in the mid area. This is super interesting, although it looks like we have been sold alive, but this could get really nasty because Rix is pushing A, and the bomb could get caught in isolation here. Indeed, it looks very likely. Oh, Fallen's going to get the frag, but is this going to cause a rotation from the CTs? They're starting to get a bit antsy. You can see Rush starting to move through A main now, and that will allow the CTs to stay towards B, but the bomb could get caught again. Fallen this time won't win the duel. Rush leaving, surviving with 16 HP. And rotations coming in to try and help him, but they're all falling all over the place. Shazam getting a frag, but he's got 15 HP. There's 25 seconds left for Luminosity, though, to try and get the bomb down. Fur is looking for a distraction from Steel. There's a shoulder peek coming in to bait the shot, but no shot comes yet. He's going to peek and take the shot regardless. Down goes Shazam, down to Naf with 15 HP. We could be headed to overtime, but there's one more round for Luminosity to get, should they prove victorious in this one.
Nice little boost here, actually. This is going to be... Okay, they'll at least spot the player and where he is. These grenades are being used very well. 16 HP for Naf. He's going to find 2 instant kills. Those bullets need to find the head straight away. And well, they're going to play this very well indeed. Crazy round again coming in. I mean, that push around. Obviously, again, you can see that Luminosity were abusing the fact that Conquest are very tense at the moment. And so they overreacted to the mid control. Obviously, like the part of the CD setup was to allow mid control, but they were also too afraid to go for an information play. So what ended up happening was they rotated, and then they threw a guy with a fast push through Squeaky, and of course, missed some shots, and it was all over the place. Scary situations. But we're into this this next round, which could be all the difference. Either it's another overtime, or Conquest will go through and qualify for Faceit Stage 3. Here we go, 3 players on the defense. Luminosity into the bomb site. Who's going to come out on top?
Rush is standing in the middle of the smoke towards NBK, and he's coming in for the flag. He's going to get traded, though. That could have been a complete disaster for Conquest. Good gamble by Rush, but maybe won't pay off. Ultimately, man advantage for Luminosity. That's disappeared. Shazam taking down Fur. That's coming in from short. Going to get a nice snap onto Bolts. Time running down for the CTs to do this. Nafly trying to get the frag onto Steel, but Steel will be the one to prove victorious. He'll see the shadow of Daps and take him down as well. Shazam versus 2. Again, the clock is ticking down. He's got to find 2 frags here. Let's head for a trade situation. We are going to overtime 2. Nobody's going home yet, Dan.
This is, I don't know when this can even end, with these teams playing so close to one another. I mean, we could be here for a very long time, to be honest. Judging on some of these rounds, there's no consistency from either team really.
What's different here is now Luminosity are going to start on the T side as opposed to the CT side. Same can be said on the opposite side for Conquest. Question is, does this momentum favour either of these teams? I'm not so sure. It doesn't come down to much in these rounds at the moment. Lots of trade situations going on where one team is left with 3, one team is left with 2. So we might have... I have no idea what we might have, Dan. I have no idea. Well, we might have a team in this match go to the Faceit stage 3, the final stage, maybe sometime in the next hour. Who knows how many overtimes we're going to see? Who knows?
Yeah, it's pretty hard to predict. I really think Conquest put themselves in a really hard position by playing so passively in on some of those rounds, because the thing is that, like, we saw when Luminosity are able to take middle for free, the amount of 3 grain that they get is so insane, and they can basically push Conquest buttons, and if they find a pick somewhere, then they're like, okay, now you guys have made the decision for us by trying to actually push. We get the pick, and now it's obvious that we're ready to split to A or split to B, and so I think Conquest need to be careful not to give up middle too easily, and well, we'll have to see if there is any adaptation in the future. We have a lot more rounds to be playing in overtime number 2.
One thing that Luminosity have learned across these rounds is to try and avoid all these spray downs from Conquest through the smoke, and look at that play from Steel. Naf is going to go down. That's going to leave the B bomb site empty. Fallen stopping the flank coming in from one of these players through the vent, but there's another player in the vent. See if the bomb can go down. That nade is going to be, well, it could have been juicy, but it's going to be mostly avoided by Shazam, holding the AWP in the upper area. Cold almost getting taken down by the vent player waiting for the reflank. You can see Bolts now in the vent area looking to try and snap. That's going to get a little bit of a tag. Shazam has no head armor. He's going to get tagged through the wall, lucky to be alive. Daps getting a Molotov kill of his own onto Bolts. Same position, 2 Molotov kills in 1 round. Man advantage for Luminosity. The bomb is ticking down, and this is pretty much unwinnable already. Team Conquest forced to retreat.
Yeah, so Luminosity will be kicking things off with the first round of the second overtime, and I feel like favoring Luminosity at this point. I feel like I feel like I'm seeing more better play under pressure from them, and this is becoming a battle of pressure, like who can handle the pressure the best. And yeah, so I feel like I'm feeling Luminosity. I don't know if you feel like you're leaning in either way at this point.
I don't know. It's a lot of the marginal situations. I'm just a witness, Dan. I am merely a witness. Cold coming in, giving Conquest a taste of their own medicine now. Luminosity changing the pace, forcing the issue, and Fallen. Can he get the frag here? There's 1, there's 2. This round has been shut down already. Conquest now, you have to wonder if they can really keep their temperament. And now, Dan, what you're mentioning could increase, because we're talking about a 2-round deficit coming the way of Conquest very quickly indeed. And the pressure may be mounting very, very high on the CT side. Flank coming in, and that's going to be the round. Conquest losing control of this match at the moment. 2-round lead for Luminosity, 2 for 2 in overtime 2. Yeah,
it does definitely seem like, because I mean, essentially when you have overtime situations and really important matches, and you see this a lot in grand finals as well, it becomes a battle of who can stay the most composed, who can make the least mistakes, because pressure forces mistakes onto you. If you're a human being, you will make mistakes because of pressure. It's just natural. And so although we can hold that fort for now, we get an aggressive push coming in from Conquest. They wanted to try to take charge of this round, but there is a trade, and that's going to help Luminosity out, as they are so fast into connector. Is Rick's going to even think that there's going to be even anyone there? No is the answer, but he'll still react quickly enough to get the kill. Bolts falling back with a fadeaway frag onto Rix. It's going to collect the bomb, and as they enter this 3-on-3, there is also a player for Luminosity who's in towards B storage, causing havoc there. So they're all over the place at the moment, but the bomb is moving towards A, where there are 2 CTs. So 2 versus 2 if they decide to go to this bomb site. But that said, they've probably got some information here from their teammate that, hey guys, you can come B. But do they know Daps is there? Do they actually know he's even there? I don't think that they do. And that could be a big problem, James.
Dan, this is the Titanic.
Wow.
Question is, which team is going to be Kate Winslet? And which team's going to be DiCaprio and sink to the bottom? Man advantage for Luminosity as the bomb moves precariously towards the B bomb site. Manages to cross. Safe passage has been made. We have a lurker waiting for that movement into vent. Down goes Rush. 3 versus 1 with a naught. Shazam cannot surely do this. He's creeping in. He doesn't want to be traded. So many angles for him to look at. I mean, what does he do in this situation? We're talking about 3-0. And it has been made by Luminosity. Let's look at the CT money.
But it's also the way that it's become 3-0. It's like Conquest are unable to make good calls on their setups, and they're losing too many battles now. And this wasn't an issue before. Before it was very, very back and forth in that sense. And it looks like Luminosity have found like a good wind of confidence about their play. They're looking more composed, less mistakes.
Looking like the wind at Castamere at the moment, Dan.
Oh.
3-0. And Shazam finally getting the first frag. Again, we have this situation where there are trades for both teams. People just spraying through the smoke. There's no smoke down to stop the CT vision, and Rix will punish the Ts for that. 3 versus 2 now. Molotov coming down into the forklift area. One of the 2 remaining Ts has been spotted. That's Cold. Looks like Conquest may get their first round on the board in the first half. However, Nafly has been shot in the face, Dan. And the bomb is not too far away from Bolts. He only has 1 nade, which he's just deployed into a smoke, unfortunately for him. Daps moving into a passive position. Conquest being very careful. And Rix will find the flank. And the first round for Conquest in overtime 2.
Yeah, that's a shame for Bolts, actually, because he had 1 versus 2 with a minute to play, and the bomb on his back. So he actually had a lot of ways to play that situation out. So it's unfortunate that he didn't pick the right choices. But those are always awesome clutch situations for you to be in, where you're like, okay, I have time where I can make decisions here. Because there's a lot of clutches where it's about just hitting a shot, and not as many sometimes where it's about making a lot of good decisions.
Right, we've got Luminosity trying to take the last round of the first half. Fast aggression into mid. Conquest changing things up, trying to boost into the vent, but they're going to get exposed by Coles. 2-man advantage now reduced to 1 by Rush. Holding down A main for now. The bomb is outside of A main. The CTs will not have awareness as to where that might be. There is a player towards Toxic going for an aggressive play, and Coles is going to come in from the back through the vents. We might even see a B split now. Rush trying to come in, maybe reading the situation, but he's going to go down. The snap onto Daps kind of confirms the fate of Conquest here. We're looking at a 1-4 half in overtime 2. Can they come back from this in the second half? But wait, Shazam has nothing to lose by going for this. He's dead, Dan. It's 4-1, 3-round lead for Luminosity. First to 26 will take this match.
Yeah, the thing about the T side of Conquest previously was that a lot of it was down to Rush doing insane stuff on the entries, on these really fast A plays. That really blew open the rounds for them to win. So Rush, I think there's a lot of pressure on him to get those crazy entries, and I think he's better in that role than on some of those defensive rounds we saw on him when he was playing CT. So I feel like Conquest, if there's a side for them to do it, it's this one.
Okay, so we have the fast main push, and it's going to go 50-50 here. We have a trade coming in. The CT managing to escape. Bolts with only 12 HP. But most of the Conquest players are over towards the bomb site. Let's not forget, of these 5 rounds, Luminosity only require 2. They can fail this one. They can fail the next one. And they can still take this match. But stick in the now rather than the future. Shazam holding down things towards the B bomb site. CTs with double AWPs going for the retake. And they've got to be careful. I mean, a retake with 2 AWPs is not going to be easy. But Conquest just now getting onto the bomb site with the bomb. Fallen taking down Shazam. This is still anyone's. I think Fallen spotted another player. Maybe seeing an elbow there. We'll have to see. Cole's holding the same angle. Down goes Nat. Final 2 players for the T's on the B bomb site.
Yeah, Cold is doing an excellent job. How on earth has this happened? It's all on Daps at the moment, 1 on 3. He's pinned down between 3 different positions, and there it is, Fallen, lying in wait. Cold is going to be there to get the defuse. The tentacles are coming out. And 25 to 21, Luminosity with a strong finish potentially in this second overtime. And Conquest, well, they've been having a really hard time here. It looks like Luminosity have found a new strength from somewhere. Cold is on 47 kills actually.
Wow, we are looking at 4 match points for Luminosity, of which this is the first. The double AWPs continue here for the CT side. Conquest must have 100% success. Luminosity with 1 frag already, pushing in from B. The flank is coming in. Conquest have Brazilian hands around the North American throat. And there it is, squeezing ever tighter. Only 2 players remaining. Conquest may have given up at this point. Rick's taking down third, but he's only got 12 HP. Daps carrying the bomb for his team, up against 2 AWPs and 2 rifles as they peek the wrong angle. They will be done. This nade is going to take out Rix as he's going to try and boost Daps. This is a dire situation. Daps with 35 HP will fall to the AWP of Fallen, and Luminosity will make it finally into the Faceit League, the final stage of 2015.
And well, they definitely deserved it with the series of performances we saw today. It makes me really excited to see them in the future as well in the Faceit League. So I'm very happy that they managed to make it through. Quite excited to also see the Brazilians in the league. It's gonna be the first time, I think. So
absolutely, yeah.
That's really cool. And that last round was ridiculous. That just really sent a statement. And
just supreme confidence.
Yeah.
And of course, when you're up against 4 match points, you're going to be scared and you're going to be exploitable, and exploited they were. And what was really interesting was with all those overtimes, basically Luminosity learned the tendencies of Conquest and learned to overcome the kind of insane hyper aggression, and in the way that Na'Vi on Inferno could quell the old Envy lineup when they were playing on the T side compared to other teams. It was kind of similar to that on a different level. So Luminosity make it into the Faceit League. We will find out the second team to do that maybe this weekend. But for now, that's the end of our extended broadcast today. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you again soon.